So I got two more vehicles here. This one I traded in. I got this in the late fall, or in the fall here, and I traded it straight across for what's left of the F-150 there that went through the Derby. I'll insert a clip of it failing miserably in the Derby. Buddy decided to not do the wiring properly, and the solenoid melted, the starter solenoid. That's what happens when your grounds are all loose. But that one was the one, if you recall, that I did the bent drive shaft test on. It still runs and drives. So I traded it straight across for this because in the demo Derby, people do not want manual transmissions. And this is a 6-cylinder manual carb job 300, like what dreams are made of. It's got some vacuum problems, and you know, it's got some other issues to be dealt with, but this is a great end of the world ride. I'm not going to wreck it or anything. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I didn't want to see it get demo derbied for no reason. So we'll see. Something might happen with it one day. Just a dirty old 300, 4-speed, 2-wheel drive, just the apocalypse vehicle that will survive everything. Oh, that's what dreams are made of. It's got some vacuum leaks though, but this one I had to pay real money for. 95 crew cab, 1-ton dually, 2-wheel drive, 7.3 auto. So it's got 380,000 kilometers. I'm terrible with conversion to miles. 200 and some, I would suspect. It doesn't run that spectacularly. It's hard to start. It could be high pressure oil pump problems. The shifter linkage is totally wore out. You only have neutral, drive, and reverse. So the linkage is destroyed. It is a full load truck, which is nice. It's got all the options. I bought this because I wanted to do one of those, I wanted to have a spare truck. So I built the Silver Ford, the Silver Fox, and I wanted to have a matching truck so that you'd always have a spare. So I'm going to get rid of Barney eventually because that truck's a piece of crap and it's an extended cab and it's a Power Stroke. And the goal is that this is going to end up a Cummins with a 5-speed manual and a 4x4 eventually. But the plan thus far is to, in the spring, rip the front end off it, put the 12 valve with the 5-speed transmission with the transfer case, put the cross member in and all of it, and then worry about converting it to 4x4 later. I'm probably going to put a bullnose front end on it because I've already got one of these trucks. So I'm going to end up stealing the front end off one of the many, many bullnose trucks. I've got lots of parts. Fenders, doors, everything. And I'm going to make this one into a bullnose because I wanted one of each. And it cost me nothing. So the silver truck cost me about 20 grand to build, and it took a while to come up with the money and do it over time. And I'm not done yet. I still owe Peg a fucking intercooler. So I'm not done paying yet. But this one I want to make into a daily driver as well. It just it should cost quite a bit less because the truck was $2,500 and I've got almost everything to build it minus the conversion kit from Diesel Conversion Specialist and all the odds and ends, like an intercooler again and a turbo and exhaust manifold. But that stuff, now that I've done it once, it shouldn't be too bad. So if you're wondering why I didn't do revive and drives on these, that one was delivered and it needed nothing. I put a battery in it. I drained the oil, added oil, because the hood was in the box when I got it. And it just had water in the oil from raining. And there was nothing. It needed nothing. I literally put a battery in it and I drove it around. So it's kind of a disappointing revive and drive. And then this one, I was told it didn't run. And the guy I bought it from would not have wanted me starting it in his yard. And of course, I thought it was going to be a good YouTube video and get this thing running. And it turns out it was, I don't know, 12 liters low on oil, which on a Huey injection system means it won't run. So there was nothing wrong with it. So I put oil in it and then it started and drove around. They said it's really hard to start before it became a non-runner, which could be low oil, or it could be a weak high pressure oil pump, or bad O-rings in the oil pump. There's a lot of things. I haven't looked into it yet, and I'm probably not going to look into it. Well, just because it's not going to keep this engine in it, more than likely. It came with lots of ether cans. Like, there's ether cans everywhere. And let's see if this thing will start. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. Let's see what she does. I don't even know if the batteries are good enough to start this thing, but all the way to the rug. We'll see how many times the batteries will do that. Oh, well, there we go. I'd like to point out, this thing actually hauls ass. It has some kind of a chip of which I'm not aware. Oh, it still smokes as much as a Power Stroke ever did. But I bought this thing on the pretense that it was in good shape, and you can see it's not in that good a shape. It looks like it's rust free, but when you pull on the panels, they just fall apart because someone fiberglassed them. So it's not in mint condition, but it's still in good shape for the price. Another good thing with derelict old trucks is that you save money on projects down the road. This thing came with a free jackal, a free fifth wheel rails are in there. They're under all the garbage. There's a bunch of free stuff in the interior, a bunch of parts. I love it. So how do you make a good video when the two vehicles that you want to use they just start and run and drive flawlessly? It makes it more of a challenge. I will say this though, my other Power Strokes with a rotary chip in them, with the rotary style chip, you just turn the dial for high idle or for different levels. They got nothing on this thing. This thing's a rocket by comparison. Oh, the heat wasn't on. Oh, it smells like ether in here for some reason. Oh, the stereo even kind of works. I mean, none of the display works, and I can't control anything. And that's apparently max volume, but whatever. See, look, we'll just try and find a gear. Come on. Oh, we're in drive. Perfect. Yeah, this thing actually rips pretty good. Yeah, if anybody out there knows what this thing has for a chip or a programmer, I mean, I guess I could take the computer out and find out, but this thing fucking, it rips. For a Power Stroke, this thing's a rocket. Yeah, like I've owned a couple of Power Strokes and they've never performed like this, especially a crew cab long box 1 ton. It's a big truck. Seems to run and drive okay though. If it wasn't for the totally destroyed shifter linkage and it having 370,000 kilometers, you never know. I might drive it around the way it is. I might. I just you can't put it in park unless I fix that linkage, and I just don't want to, you know. I hate automatics.
My God.
So, oh, there we go. Concrete truck burnout. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep that cruise control pedal for later. Now that it's warmed up sufficiently from doing burnouts, I wonder if it'll actually start really nice, or... No, not really. You gotta give it throttle. And it still has a choppy idle, so it needs a little love that it probably won't get.
With your engine idling.
No, what?
You are polluting the atmosphere.
Really?
You're just sitting here without a care of the world.
Oh, it's been a long time since this thing ran. It was a little angry with me. Oh, it's all cold in here. Oh, I wonder if it's good to go. Of course it's good to go. get awful jumpy. Man, this thing runs good. It just blows my mind. You guys want to know what loyal is? Loyal is 526,000 kilometers on the odometer, assuming that it's always worked. Being a completely beat up pile. I wonder if it'll start. It just runs like it's brand new. Unbelievable. Yeah, these 7.3s are too bad they're so gutless because they are indestructible.